Hello, Boston, Massachusetts. I'm Lady Abigail Brown, and joining me are my two dear friends, Lady Elizabeth Foster of the Southern Colonies and Lady Martha Converst of the Middle Colonies.
Welcome to a special report on Goodnight Boston of Channel -7.
Tonight's special report is on the truly intolerable acts.
The first of the coercive acts, more commonly known as the intolerable acts, is now bigger than ever. Y'all remember the Quartering Act of 1765?
Well, it's back with even more restrictions on the colonists. The Quartering Act of 1765, which allowed English troops to house anywhere they like, has been reinstated.
But this time, not only can soldiers sleep in abandoned buildings, but they can force their way into already occupied houses and demand a spot to stay and food to eat from the struggling and starving house owners.
The Quartering Act follows up a series of 4 events. The intolerable acts, the first of which is known as the Boston Port Act of 1774, that was passed in March
31st to be precise.
Parliament passed the Boston Port Act in response to the Boston Tea Party, the rebellious reaction organized by the Sons of Liberty.
Oh yes! Thank you very much, Sons of Liberty. Thanks to you, we must now reimburse the English East India Company for the money lost when the tea was thrown overboard into the Boston Harbor before we can pour anything in.
How right you are. And don't you all forget that beautiful day that was completely ruined on May 20th by the Massachusetts Bay Regulating Act, when the Mandamus Council, nominated by the governor, replaced our elected council. General Cage, aka Governor, was given the power to appoint or dismiss all law officers.
And don't forget that there aren't any town meetings without royal consent anymore, and there's no more election of juries by the freeholders.
Well, not to change the subject too much, but on that same day, the Administration of Justice Act employed the governor of Massachusetts.
How so?
The Administration of Justice Act.
Oh yes, the Murder Act.
The act that enables the governor to move all trials to Britain when he feels that the jury might act impartially?
How unfair is that? Does the Parliament not trust us to give us a fair trial? Are they trying to strip us of all our rights?
That is not true. I admit that it was unfair of the Parliament to pass these laws without our saying it, but most of the juries were filled with revolutionist rebels whom were biased against the English officials who were on trial.
And with that statement concluding our discussion of the intolerable acts, we have run out of time.
This has been another episode of Goodnight Boston.
Don't forget to catch our next episode interviewing George Washington. That's right, I said George Washington, on his adventures as a war hero in the French and Indian War.
Without further ado,
Good night, Boston!